So the next person on the list, we did Richard Marius, or you have more to say on him?
Yes, I do. He was the head of the expository writing department. He wrote regular book reviews in Harvard Magazine while he was head of the expository writing program at Harvard. He was a very successful novelist, published by Knopf. He wrote a book called After the War about his father coming back, who was Greek immigrant to America, coming back after the Second World War and working on his farm down in Lenore, Tennessee. The Tennessee River was dammed up down about 30 miles south of Knoxville, and it became Lake Lenore. It was about half a mile across wide at a certain point because of that dam. And I mean, people who read that novel said it's the most beautifully written, the stylistically one of the most beautiful novels written and published in the 60s and 70s in America. And he also wrote another novel, which was popular. I mean, I think he had maybe even bestsellers, or one called Bound for Glory. And he had a PhD from Yale University in religious history. He wrote a book on Sir Thomas More and on Martin Luther, which I understand are exquisitely written biographies of these major religious Protestant figures. He died of pancreatic cancer.
A terrible death.
You're talking about
Richard Marius.
Yeah. Just like that other that guy, Robert Nozick.
He died of
Stomach cancer,
the
right?
same kind of cancer.
Well, I mean, he died because they took out his stomach.
That's right.
He can't really live without a
Yeah.
stomach. All right, so and he lived on Lee Street, Robert Nozick, right?
He came to
Nozick or Nozick.
Nozick.
It's Noccic or something. Yeah. So the next person is Stratus or something.
Stratus Javieres.
No, it says
Stratus Javieres is his name.
Harrison.
No. Stratus Javieres. Is his name.
Whom you met?
Javieres.
Yeah, you went to the wedding of his daughter.
Electra.
Oh yeah! Holy shit! Didn't put that together. Yeah, he sends his best to you. I gave him your info, but I guess you guys never. He never contacted you. Okay, let's talk about Stratus Javieres because I might actually see his daughter again. Sometimes I see her husband at my new friend's house because I made some friends at that wedding
Well, that's
on
good.
Clinton Street. Beautiful, beautiful wedding. Anyways, tell me about your Greek friend.
Stratus Javieres.
Stratus published a poet with Alice James, a book of poetry with Alice James Press, and may have had an NEA grant, National Endowment of the Arts grant. And then he moved from Cambridge. He was
the librarian.
Where's
He was
Richard?
the librarian at Harvard.
Just a minute. With Richard Marius, he started the Harvard Review, which was modeled on our magazine, Canto. He told me that. I asked him what it was like. He said, it's just like Canto. And he moved back to Athens and published a novel, which was a big success there. I don't know if he was born in Athens, Greece, but he moved back there and had a very successful publication of one of his novels.
I think he was never really that comfortable in English, and that going back to his country.
I think you're wrong about that.
Well, why else would he have gone back to Greece? He had quite a nice life in Cambridge.
Don't make assumptions, Mom. I talked to him. His English was impeccable. He spoke English better than most Americans I've ever met. So, anyways, anything else?
No, he's a great person.
His daughter's just wonderful, and Electra, she's just a great spirit. All right, moving.
His wife is very nice.
Yeah, wonderful. Is that it? Okay.
His wife was, what is the library at Radcliffe?
The Radcliffe Library, which no longer exists. They sent all their volumes to China.
Well, she's the one who managed that. They took all the books out of that library and started a library in China. And she was the one who took them to China, took all the books to China and helped them organize it.
Okay. Moving on. Next person on the list is John Updike.
A very handsome fellow and a very fine short story writer and
Well,
novelist.
a great critic.
And a great
Also
critic.
became a very good critic of art. Wrote wonderful art reviews about art books.
We met him.
He
and,
was apparently he was very skillful